Hello, this is Alyssa with Patriot Marketing. We had reached out to you last week, and I believe we had gotten in touch with Diego. I'm not entirely sure. However, normally I would have had this video to you like later on in the day or in the evening for you. However, there was something that came up. There's a death in my husband's and my family. So I do apologize for not being able to get to that as soon as I could have. And for the delay in the arrival of this video. However, here it is. I'm going to go ahead and keep it short and sweet. And I just really wanted to provide some value and some tips and tricks on how to really maximize the amount of traffic you would be getting online as well as business. And so with that, I'm going to go ahead and get started. First of all, I noticed you guys didn't have a website, but I found your guys' Facebook page. So I guess that would be my first suggestion for you, my first tip for you, is to get a website containing a lot of content. And content is literally, and we're going to go to one of your competitors' websites just to kind of show an example. Content is literally anything that I can highlight, whether it be text or pictures. So with that said, the reason why you want a lot of content when you have a website is so that you can rank for a lot of different keywords. Keywords, for example, concrete contractors, San Diego. There's also concrete slab contractor near me, San Diego concrete slab contractor. A lot of these have their own search volumes. This keyword in particular, concrete contractor San Diego, has a low competition number at 8 and has a search volume of 350 per month. So that would be a good one to rank for. These all combined, all of these keywords combined, have a total search volume per month of 1.1 thousand search volume per month. So for your field of work and area that you work in. And that's a lot of volume to be had that you're just not getting because you don't have a website at all. So when people search these keywords, because you don't have a website, there's no content containing those keywords. So when they search on these keywords, you don't come up because you don't have it within your content. And so people aren't able to find you when they search. And it's really important to put yourself in a position to be found. And how you would do that would be having a website with a lot of content containing the keywords you want to need to be found for. And it's so crucial for a website when it comes to that, because when Google crawls your website, they not only see that you have the content, but you also have the keyword verbatim in your content. And it allows you to rank faster and more efficiently because Google believes that the more content you have, the more likely you are to be an expert in your field. And so they, at the end of the day, their whole goal is that whoever's searching on their platform, that they find what they're looking for. So if somebody was searching concrete contractors in San Diego, and they're going to list the people that they deem to be more of an expert in that field, aka has more content on their website first, because they want them to be taken care of. So long story short, the more content you have on a website, the more likely you would be able to be found, because Google wants to ensure that people are able to find the information quickly and efficiently. So with that said, that concludes my first tip for you. I'm going to go ahead and move on to my next tip, and that would be to build upon this Google business profile. It would be really maximizing the amount of traffic and business you'd be getting online, and while you don't have a website, because you can still get business that way. And what I mean by that would be because when people search for any given keyword, there's a lot of ways in which they can convert over as a client. First of all, I'm going to go over here, not your field of work yet and not the area that you're in. However, I do want you to see what these look like, so I'm going to go over them. First of all, you have the local ads at the very, very top. Now, these capture the people who click on the very first thing that they see. They're also Google guaranteed up to a certain dollar amount. So if something happens or goes wrong, the people using the local ads trust that Google will make it right monetarily. Also, when you hover your mouse over these local ads, there's a little drop down with the company's phone number on there. So when people click on that and they're already taking time out of their day to call you, they are more likely to convert over as a client. So that would also be another suggestion for a website, is having that click to call button right there, because the same thing applies with that. Now, with that said, because of that, that is the reason why that these have such a high conversion rate, is because of that right there. Also, right below the local ads, you have the regular Google ads. They themselves do not have as high of a conversion rate. However, because of their location on the page being under the local ads, they give you a chance to be seen by a lot of different people, and they're also a lot cheaper. I'm going to go back over here because everything else I'm going to talk about is located on this tab. So you have the Google Map Pack here. So people who search this way, they want to see a company that is local and in the area. This pulls a good chunk of the traffic towards these top three. They get like 40% of the traffic. So if we take a look at a keyword with a search volume of 350, you would be looking at 140 people going straight to these top three here. That is a great deal of that traffic coming through on a keyword. So, but the rest of that 60% actually filters out throughout the rest of this page, and this is where ranking organically comes in. So ranking organically, the concept is pretty simple. The higher you're ranking in Google, the more traffic you're going to pull to your website. So these people towards the top are going to be doing way better than the ones down here. And people rarely go to that second page of Google, so it's really important that when you get a website that you are ranking high enough to be on this first page. So that concludes my second tip for you. So I'm going to move on to my third tip, and that would have to do with ranking organically. So in order to rank organically, although the concept is simple, we're going to get a little bit more technical. There's a lot more that goes into that. So how you would rank organically is by building up the strength of your website. And since you don't have a website, we're going to take a look at your competitors. I found them. They were ranking organically naturally right here, right under the Google Map Pack. So I chose them as a competitor to show you. And we already looked at their website here. Now, with that said, they're getting the first of that 60% that doesn't go here. So they're still getting a fair amount of traffic, but also they're right here as well. So they're getting a great deal. So let's take a look at where they're at in their online presence. So how you would build the strength of a website is by adding backlinks and referring domains. And unfortunately, not all backlinks are created equal. You have high quality backlinks, and you also have poor quality backlinks right here with the zeros. Those aren't doing anything for these guys. I would suggest that you get high quality backlinks, because the poor quality ones are a waste of time and money, and like I said, they're not going to be doing anything for you. And so with referring domains, the best way to describe what a referring domain is say you provided some services for some people and they decided to blog about the services that you provided them, and they have a link back to your website. That would count as a referring domain. Now with referring domains, they can pack a lot of power, some more than others. So you see a couple zeros for these guys. They don't have as high of a number or power with that. So the higher the number with these, the more power they have, and they're also more trusted by Google. So they allow you to rank higher because they're just more trusted, I guess. But the more power you have with those, the higher these numbers are going to be. And Generally speaking, you want as high of number as possible with these. With concrete and the concrete industry and just contractors in general, we do want to see them at or just see you guys at a 20s, in the 20s, 30s, 40s range. These guys for UR are at 26, but they're at a 7 in DR. We would want them to be at a 1-to-1 ratio. So they have 1.27 thousand backlinks, which we already looked and saw that not all of them are high quality. They have 225 referring domains. Again, not all of them are doing much for them. They have some zeros in there, so they are definitely reachable to beat. As for organic keywords, that's the last thing I'm going to go over. You might think that they're doing pretty well traffic-wise and organic keyword-wise, but if we take a look at some of their keywords, they're ranking for things like cement companies near me. That's not a really good example of something you would want to be searching for or ranking for. Yes, it has a high search volume and a low competition number. However, this is a national keyword. It's not narrowed. It doesn't point towards the area that you're in. Yes, it points towards your field of work, but you could have somebody in Bakersfield search this word and then you come up and they only pass through because it's not relevant to their area. They're more likely to pick somebody who's a lot closer to them and in their area. So you want some narrowed keywords so you can narrow down your audience and get the necessary audience, not the unnecessary audience. You want people who are going to convert over as a client. So this one is a great keyword here. It has a higher competition number, but Concrete Contractors San Diego is another one. This is the one with a high search volume and also a low competition number. So that would be something that would be a good example of a good keyword. So even though their traffic looks pretty good, because of some of their unnecessary or not as narrowed down keywords, they are getting some unnecessary traffic. So with that said, I hope that this has been helpful and informative. Without a website, you're really limiting yourself as to what you can do for yourself and getting that business online. So if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please feel free to reach out to my husband or I. We would love to get in touch with you in whatever time works best for you and help you out in any way that we can. And so with that, you have a wonderful rest of your day, and God bless.